This guy bought a business for less than $2 million and he turned down a $95 million offer only 5 years later. I'll be reacting to it.
But it was small. It was $3.5 million in sales and about $500,000 of EBITDA, and I paid 1.75 for that business.
Okay, so we acquired the HVAC company at a 3.5x multiple, and they're doing about 14% margins. Nothing out of the ordinary here.
But in terms of the structure of the deal, it was probably more like 10, 15, 75.
So what he's saying is that of that 1.75 million, 15% came from his cash, 10% came as a seller note, and 75% came from SBA loan. This is a pretty standard deal structure. Depending on the competitive nature of the deal, the equity and the seller note could go up or down.
There was really no single point of failure within that company from an employee standpoint, which I like.
Yeah, this is just a great heuristic to consider when you're searching. The more redundancy, the better, as long as it doesn't come at the expense of too much profit.
And acquire another HVAC company about 30 miles south, acquired a $3 million HVAC company about 30 miles north.
Yeah, by acquiring these add-ons, he's immediately able to increase his footprint, but also see some multiple arbitrage, which is the idea that as your EBITDA grows, so does your multiple. In other words, if he's able to acquire this company at a 5x multiple, but his portfolio would sell for an 8x multiple, he sees an immediate return.
Highest offer was $95 million, and I was pretty close to that at what I sold at. And so I walked away with a ton of money. I had to roll 20% to the purchasing entity.
Okay, so he got 80% cash at the closing table and he rolled 20% into the new co. Pretty standard PE deal. He also says he gave a couple $1,000,000 to some of his key employees, which he had no obligation to do. And this just tells you the type of manager and person he is. But here's what's really impressive. Let's say he sold for $90 million and he got 80% cash at the closing table. That's $72 million. And this all originated from a $260,000 investment. Good for him. Sounds like it happened to the right guy